Hey everyone, this is Jen, and this is just a quick word on object constancy. I want to share a personal quick story with you. Object constancy and object permanence, in case you're not familiar with those terms, is something really heavily involved with borderline personality disorder, and you won't really see it in a lot of literature. You won't see it really in DBT materials, but object constancy is the ability to know something is still there and still exists, even if it isn't right there in front of your face. I've done a few videos on object constancy, and in fact, that one video out of about the 200 that I've posted is my most popular, so go check it out. By far, it's the most popular. Object constancy is this ability to know that a relationship exists even if you haven't seen that person for a while, or that, your boyfriend isn't mad at you if you haven't talked for a few hours, or that, your family still cares about you even if they live in another state and you don't see them every once in a while. And I had a really good friend. We were close friends for about 3 years, really close. And then she had a good medical scare. She lives in a different country, but we were really good friends, and she had a pretty good medical scare about, 6 months ago. She had a heart attack. And because she's out of the country, our whole mode of keeping our friendship alive is by phone, by text, WhatsApp, videos, video chat, memos, voice memos, all the such. So even prior 6 months before her illness, she was really, wasn't hearing from her as much. And, we probably hadn't been physically on the phone with each other in a year. And it really bothered me. And I was like, I don't think it's much to ask that we get on the phone with each other. And it's not. That's not an unreasonable request, especially since I hadn't been on the phone with her in a year at that point. And anyway, so she has this illness. I'm there for her. And I am still asking, well, can we at least chat? And she wouldn't or couldn't do it. And so I kind of let it peter out. She was like, well, I need, to go slow and stuff like that. And I asserted myself lots of times, this is really what I need out of this friendship. I need you to be able to communicate with me. I need to know what's going on. And these are not unreasonable requests. And then, I just really stopped hearing from her in December. And I didn't keep reaching out because I need to self-respect myself enough to say, I'm not going to keep chasing somebody who does not want to be engaged with me, right? You throw out a line, maybe you don't hear from somebody, you wait a little bit, maybe they don't get back to you for a few days, so you wait, maybe you try to link up with them again a week later, right? It's not like this, it's not black and white, right? It's not like I inundate you with multiple texts and calls and then I expect you to be there for me. Excuse me. That's overwhelming to somebody. That's the real extreme side of trying to get somebody to be your friend. You want to pace yourself. And anyway, so I was pacing myself, and so I was being completely appropriate. There was nothing wrong with my interaction, but I just didn't hear from her. And so there were definitely times, and I saw that she would be on WhatsApp, and there were times when I would say, okay, I'm going to block her. She obviously doesn't like me. This is about me. She hates me, right? All of those tapes about my low self-esteem and my self-worth, they just started popping up. But I didn't. I didn't block her. I didn't necessarily know what was going on, but primarily I thought it was of my own defect. She doesn't like me. I don't know what's wrong. And of course, that really played into my core belief that nobody wants to be friends with me and I'm alone. And even when you're surrounded with people, you can feel alone. Again, loneliness is another topic I've covered extensively on my channel, so please seek out those videos. Well, anyway, my birthday was not long ago, and she sent me a text, and we have renewed our contact, and she's explained to me things from her side. I've explained things from my side, and there's still this thing in my head, okay, well, I still need to get my needs met. And even when she reached back out, I was like, okay, well, do you think that we can chat and do this and this? And she said yes. And anyway, so the point is that I didn't block her even when I felt fearful and I wanted to. I didn't run away. I kept the line of communication open. And guys, that was 4 months of not hearing from someone. That was tough. That was really tough. Like, from going to being like really good friends and not hearing from somebody and thinking that it's about you and not blocking. That took a lot of energy and self-control, to not lash out, to not block her. And that was something that I would have done even a year or 2 or 3 or 5 ago, right? And so the point is that I hung in there, I waited, I let it play out, which is difficult to do, I know, but you gotta ride that emotional crest, and you have to wait for that emotion to subside and hit the ground. And I did, and relationship is intact. And even though she wasn't there for 4 months, she told me, I thought about you, you're on my mind. So this is just a reminder that object constancy exists, right? Even when you don't think it does, people are still there for you. They're still thinking about you. You can still be friends. And when you're in doubt, if they're not there, don't press the nuclear button and tell them to fuck off or send them a nasty note, or block them, because then you will end the friendship and you will then have fulfilled your self-fulfilling, fearful prophecy that nobody wants to be with you. It's tough. It's not easy. It's tough, but I implore you to do it. And just remember, somebody doesn't want to be your friend anyway. That's your loss, man. I'm awesome, right? And sometimes I can really believe in that message that I tell myself, and sometimes I can't. But anyway, my name's Jen. You've been watching a BPD Woman video on object constancy, and until I see you next time, please be effective. Bye-bye.